Hello, my name is Alexander Slemmer. Welcome to the Astonishment Project Reviews. Today we will be reviewing the Trilogy by Dan and Dave, subtitled Tricks, Flourishes, and Everything Else. Beautifully produced package here. It's got a nice little slipcase, and this thing here houses all of the discs. It's a 3 DVD set, along with the companion booklet. These DVDs are pretty long. They are about 2 hours each. The whole set runs just over 6 hours. And the booklet is really great. The booklet gives you credits for everything that's included, trick-wise, flourish-wise, and so forth, so that you can do further research on your own if you wish to. 12 pages in the booklet, just over 6 hours on the DVDs. The first volume is all of the tricks. And the tricks that are presented here are tricks that have the idea that they're street magic effects, or they're effects that can be performed anywhere, regardless of the sound requirements and so forth. A lot of these effects speak for themselves. You could speak along with them and present them as you would any normal magic effect, but I think that the idea behind these, when they put them together, were that they were effects that could easily be presented, and regardless of the noise in the background, you could still present these and have a spectator understand what the effect is and still experience magic by watching these effects. There are there are 14 items performed and explained on this, so 14 effects on the first disc. And one of the great things about this is the over-the-shoulder shot. So in addition to demonstrating each of these effects and a complete explanation, ripping it apart piece by piece, you get something that's become a trend on magic videos, and that's the camera over the shoulder, looking down on the action in your hand, so that it's very clear how to learn how to do these effects and take them to the next step, which is obviously performance. Some of my favorite effects on here were the TiVo Transpo, a very, very wonderful two-card transposition, very visual, extremely well thought out. I really like this one a lot. The Cards Across uses a move by Aaron Fisher, the pop-over move, which a selection jumps from one packet across to another packet and jumps face up in the middle of this packet using the pop-over move from Aaron Fisher. Really like this one. It's a real good one. The Hofsey Osborne was a really nice variation on the Hofsensor Ace problem. I was very impressed with the solution here. It was a lot of fun. And also, one other one I'd like to mention is Dan and Dave's variation on the Queens by Bill Goodwin. This is a very visual vanish of the Queens, and just a very exquisite piece of magic. I was very, very impressed with their variation on this. After the Tricks DVD, you move on to the Flourishes DVD. And on the Flourishes DVD, there are 10 different flourishes, but these are not just flourishes. I mean, these really are almost pieces in and of themselves. I mean, these are almost like a juggling piece, where you see cards flying around, cards are in between fingers. I mean, it's really high-tech flourishing. I would guess that Dan and Dave are the guys that have created this high-tech flourishing thing. They're doing things that you just don't see people do when they're flourishing with playing cards. They've kind of created their own new genre with this. And this DVD is full of these things that they have created like this. One of the really great things about this DVD is the way they explain this stuff. There's just no way that if you spend the time and sit down with this DVD that you will not learn these flourishes. They go through it step by step, and you see the flourish in slow motion, and it stops at appropriate points. Text pops up on the screen to tell you what the next step is. If a specific finger is used, that finger will have a highlight on it on the screen, so you know where you have to have your hands at all times, what's happening with different packets of cards, how big the packets of cards are, if they're moving, and so forth. Very well explained, very clear and easy to understand, which makes these flourishes attainable. When I've seen Dan and Dave do these at conventions and so forth, they just seem very far out of my league. It didn't even seem like something I would even think about even trying to learn how to do, but after watching this DVD, it definitely seems like it's something that's attainable if you spend time with this DVD and follow the instructions that are given. So very, very well done, very well described on there. There are no words spoken. It is just words up on the screen, so it's very clear and easy to understand. The third disc is everything else, and that truly is what it is. These are sometimes quick effects, sometimes productions, false cuts on the table. I mean, things that really didn't fit into the trick category or the flourish category from the first two discs. This truly is everything else, like I said. It was interesting to see them present effects sitting behind a table. Generally, when you see Dan and Dave, especially on the first two DVDs, they're standing and you see everything in the hands. And they have some wonderful ideas of things that they do sitting down at a card table, sitting with a mat in front of them and working with a deck of cards shuffled on the table. Really, really cool stuff. And they also get you to a place, so if you are a beginner and maybe Dan and Dave's material is a little bit out of your reach, this DVD puts it into your reach. There are flourishes that you can learn that are the basics. It's a section on this DVD called Flourishes 101. It has 20 different flourishes. Some of them are classic flourishes, such as a pressure fan, just dribbling the cards, springing the cards, doing a waterfall. These are classic card flourishes that have been in the literature for years. But there are also some of the new wave flourishes, like Sybil from Chris Kenner, the Thunderbird from Lee Asher, things like this that are the new school of thought on flourishing for card magic. These things are explained so that you basically get a foundation of the major flourishes that exist in card magic. So if you are new to this, then you can go to the flourishes disc, the second disc in the set, and then go and tackle those once you have some of these other flourishes under your belt. So very well thought out, very well laid out. The packaging is beautiful. It's the production quality is exquisite. It really is unbelievable how great it looks. I know that they had some help from some major production people. One of the people that has some high praise to offer in this project here is Chris Kenner, Homer Leewag. Both of these guys are pretty prominent guys in the magic world who are video production specialists in their own right. They have made DVDs on their own that are exquisite. They help to consult and push Dan and Dave in the right direction and make this thing into a beautiful project. And really, I must say that this is one of the better DVDs I've seen. If all DVD producers for Magic would produce DVDs at this level, we would have a much different landscape in terms of the magicians that are out there and in existence today. And I hope that this high bar that they have set is a trend that is followed in Magic, because it is really, really cool to see something like this. And I can't say enough good things about this DVD set. It really, really was a great time watching it, and I look forward to revisiting it. And I would imagine that if you're picking this up, you're going to do the same. You're going to watch this over and over again and find the things that apply to you and spend the time with the DVD so you can learn what you need to learn. So there it is in a nutshell, the trilogy from Dan and Dave, the tricks, flourishes, and everything else. Enjoy, guys.